The Kansas City Chiefs are once again entering a new season with something to prove. But this time, the situation feels very different. For years, this team didn't just compete in the AFC West, they controlled it. With Patrick Mahomes leading the offense, Kansas City built one of the most consistent winning cultures in the league. They were the team everyone expected to win, and more often than not, they delivered. But now, the conversation has shifted. The dominance that once felt automatic is being questioned, and for the first time in a while, the Chiefs are heading into a season where they need to re-establish themselves rather than simply defend their reputation. Last season played a big role in changing that perception. While the Chiefs remained competitive overall, there were noticeable issues, especially on offense. This wasn't the same explosive unit that overwhelmed defenses week after week. There were stretches where the offense looked out of sync, where big plays were harder to come by, and where execution simply wasn't at the elite level fans had come to expect. And when a team like Kansas City shows even a slight drop in performance, it becomes a major talking point because of the high standards they've set over the years. At the same time, it's important to stay grounded in reality. Even during a less dominant stretch, the Chiefs were far from irrelevant. This is still a team built around one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Patrick Mahomes continues to be the defining factor in everything Kansas City does. His ability to adapt, create plays under pressure, and lead in critical moments keeps the Chiefs competitive regardless of the circumstances. That's why, despite the concerns, many analysts and projections still place Kansas City among the top teams in the AFC West. But here's where things get interesting. The AFC West itself is no longer an easy division. The Los Angeles Chargers remain a serious threat with a roster capable of challenging any opponent when they are playing at their best. They've shown flashes of being able to compete at a high level, and if they can find consistency, they become a legitimate contender in the division. Then there are the Denver Broncos, who continue to work toward building a more complete and balanced team. While they may still have areas to improve, they are not a team that can be taken lightly. And of course, the Las Vegas Raiders are also in the mix, focusing on strengthening their roster and staying competitive in what is becoming a very challenging division. This growing competition is a big reason why the Chiefs' position at the top is no longer guaranteed. In previous years, Kansas City often had a clear edge over their division rivals. Now, that edge is smaller. Every team in the AFC West is capable of making games difficult, and that changes the entire dynamic of the season. It's no longer about cruising through the division, it's about surviving it. Another important factor to consider is how narratives are built during the off-season. Every year, there are headlines about major trades, big signings, and potential game-changing moves. But not all of these reports are confirmed, and some are purely speculative. When analyzing a team's outlook, it's critical to focus only on verified information. As of now, there have been no officially confirmed moves that drastically reshape the balance of power in the AFC West. That means the current expectations are based more on existing team structures, coaching, and player performance rather than unconfirmed rumors. For the Chiefs, this puts even more emphasis on internal improvement. They don't necessarily need a dramatic overhaul. They need better execution, more consistency, and a return to the level of efficiency that once made them nearly unstoppable. The foundation is still there. The coaching experience, the quarterback leadership, and the overall system remain strong. The question is whether they can bring everything together consistently over the course of a full season. What makes this situation even more compelling is the pressure that comes with expectations. The Chiefs are not being viewed as underdogs. They are still seen as one of the top teams. And with that comes the responsibility to perform. Every game will be analyzed, every mistake will be magnified, and every loss will raise questions. That's the reality of being a team that has been at the top for so long. At the same time, this is also an opportunity. Teams that face adversity often come back stronger, and Kansas City has the leadership and experience needed to respond. Patrick Mahomes has been in high-pressure situations before, and he has consistently shown that he can deliver when it matters most. If the offense finds its rhythm again and the team plays to its potential, the Chiefs can absolutely reassert themselves as the dominant force in the division. And if you're enjoying this kind of real, fact-based NFL analysis, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay updated. Because this season is shaping up to be one of the most competitive and unpredictable ones we've seen in a long time. Looking ahead, the AFC West could turn into one of the most competitive divisions in football. There are no easy matchups, no guaranteed wins, and no room for complacency. Every team is improving, every game carries weight, and the margin for error is smaller than ever. For the Chiefs, this means they have to be at their best, not just occasionally, but consistently. In the end, the Kansas City Chiefs are still one of the strongest teams in the AFC West, but their position is no longer untouchable. They have the most important piece in the game with Patrick Mahomes, and that alone keeps them in the top tier. But the competition is real, the pressure is high, and the expectations remain unchanged. This season isn't just about winning games, it's about proving that the Chiefs can adapt, respond, and stay on top in a division that is no longer theirs by default. And that's what makes this upcoming season so important, not just for Kansas City, but for the entire AFC West.